Hey folks, this video is brought to you by RivianStories.com, a great place to catch the latest Rivian news, join the conversation, or pick yourself up a sweet t-shirt. Regardless, thanks so much for watching here. Please do subscribe. We know that everyone says that, but it really does help us make these videos every week. Thanks. Skylar, thanks for hopping on with me. We are getting on here very impromptu. Jimmy can't join us. He's got other obligations, but we just have a very short segment about the app. Rivian Official posted something today, just like a quick video. And there's just some good looking parts of it and some things that give us a hint as far as what's going to be in the app. Let's watch it real quick, and then we'll just make a few minutes worth of remarks. So those of you on the YouTube world who haven't seen it, let me bring it up here, and let's just watch it real quick. So really quick, but if you're like us, and a lot of you are, you'll do this sort of thing where you start going through one screen at a time, which is what we'll do here in the first few minutes, or the first few seconds rather. We have just kind of this cool animation. Love the subtle kind of nature sounds that it has too. But the first thing we get to right here, Skylar, do you see the how-to kind of cut off? And it says how to get in gear and then learn to read your Rivian with some icons. I'm going to loop back around and see if you want to talk about these icons. And then we have about drive modes, and then about regenerative braking. And then we kind of go into the next thing. But so this gives us one clue that as a part of the app, there's going to be a good chunk of like manual, so to speak, or education for the vehicle, right?
I would say kind of the high level how-to, if you will, or high level information about the vehicle that'll be helpful, that's not just right there in the user interface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would almost, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say that this is going to be a multimedia approach to those how-tos, because about a week or two ago, we saw some of the UI, and it just gave a few little clips. But I would almost bet that some of these you'll tap in and you'll get to watch a video overview of some of the high-level stuff, which is super helpful. Everything kind of in one place. And the little bit that we saw from that one video was obviously super well done. You have any guesses on those icons?
Yeah, one is going to be that first one in the top left is definitely going to be the just general vehicle information. Mm-hmm. So I recognize that one. The one middle right vertically, the vehicle with the mountain is going to be drive modes.
Drive modes, yep.
It looks like one is for the tailgate or status of the tailgate. I don't know. Opening the tailgate. I see tonneau cover, and I see Bluetooth camp speaker is the lower right.
Exactly. Good job.
And yeah, so the one in the very middle is going to be gear guard related. Mm-hmm. The ones that I'm not sure of, if you're just moving top left to right, would be 2, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, up here, here, and here.
Yes.
No, there's like a little charge thing there. That's the shape of the charge port that flips up.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Good eye.
And then is this someone will have to leave in the comments what these are, but that's that head that's the stadium shape, but with something on it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that may be notifications, alerts, something along those lines, because it does look like it might be a little exclamation mark there.
Yeah. Leave us a comment here on what you think some of these others are, especially this one right here. But then we go back here, drive modes, and we see that icon again. Mm-hmm. Let me get that thing out of the way. Braking. And then over the air, we know that there's going to be over the air updates. So one of my favorite insights that I will bring to this entire video is coming up right here, one frame back. Gear Guard Gary has knee pads. He wears shorts and knee pads, either that or his socks come up really high. Those could be matching socks to the headband, but you see like a little green and white.
If Gary is not rocking some 80s style striped socks to go along with that sweatband, I'm going to be disappointed, Kyle.
Solid work there. I did notice also there's 4 fingers and a thumb.
Well, and Kyle, if Gary is not creepy hiding in the bushes on his knee pads, I might also be disappointed.
I know.
If anybody out there, Rivian insiders or otherwise, knows if Gary has an official name, I'd be curious to hear that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or from the audience, what should, we've been calling it Gear Guard Gary, but what should the name be?
What should the name be? Yes. And how can we get Gear Guard Gary, or whatever we want to call him, on a t-shirt? That's been my main thing since day one. Coming in here, let me go to the screens that kind of bring in these outer, to the frame rather, that brings in all these outer screens together. So in the upper left, we have disable alarm. So it's kind of cool that when you have your alarm activated and armed, it's going to have this red background. I would imagine when you disable it, it's going to go to green or some other color. And then a lot of these other screens, I think, look a bit about like keys. So you've got invite a driver. And in case you can't read this on YouTube, it says a driver can use their phone as a key, access your vehicle. You can revoke permission at any time. And then you can select from contacts or enter an email and then invite the driver. And then down here, we have add your phone as a key. You'll need to be in your vehicle to do that. Swipe up to begin. You have this little adding animation here. So, and then in terms of use and policy, any kind of other things you want to say there?
No, I mean, there is a little tidbit up at the top about see other charging sites. So you're going to be able to look at potential charging sites in the app. If not, potentially do something like route planning or something along those lines where you could actually plan a route, plan a trip from your phone, which I know certain other manufacturers have that capability as well.
Yeah, and that was one of my main questions that I sent to Jimmy. I don't know if he'll be able to answer it or not, but you know, he's our Tesla driver of all of us, you know, and so I kind of want his top of mind reactions just on not just the capabilities, but partly that, the functionality, and just what he can see as far as the user experience from this app as it compares to, you know, Tesla's app and whatnot. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of overlap. Then we get to this next screen, and I'll keep going forward frame by frame till it goes to the next one so we can see as much of those outer ones as we can. All right, so this is where we swipe up, and the next animation is going to be this car swiping up to accept delivery, which is pretty sweet, right? So on the actual Instagram post, right now when I open up the app, it just doesn't let me do much. It says, you know, we don't have a vehicle on your profile. But the actual Instagram post from Rivian said that shortly before you take delivery, you'll have other capabilities that arrive on your app, and you can accept delivery with the app itself. So we see that a little bit here, swipe up to accept delivery. And it's cool because when you do that, it kind of goes in here and shows kind of the little animation that's going to be on the app when you do that, which is pretty cool. And we've seen some of that graphic design before on the website, configurator and whatnot. But let me come back to here. Here we have some screens, charging, phone key is pair, that goes back to the last one we saw. Set up your charger, that's at home. Your cabin is cold, it's 42 degrees in the cabin. Charging's complete at 314 miles. Cool little tidbits there. What's your reactions?
Yeah, so those are great tidbits. I mean, the ability to look at the state of your vehicle and know what the temperature is inside the cabin is cool for one. I know that preconditioning, either preheating or pre-cooling the cabin, has been a big question for the community. And this is validation that it's going to be there in the app, hopefully day one, and that's a big thing. Outside of that, I mean, you see a couple different views of charging and charge state type information. And I mean, you see the EPA consistent max 100% range of 314 miles there. You kind of get a glimpse in the upper left of that charging status and indicator type screen and information. And then, you know, down at the bottom, we do also know, and it's already in the app, even for those of us that don't have a vehicle tied to it, about, you know, the ability to use the app to help set up your charger.
There's just a couple thoughtful things, and this isn't anything over the top, but your cabin is cold. One click to warm up, one tap, you know, probably.
Right.
Then they have the other convenient things there, like it's locked. Do you want to unlock it? Do you want to bring up all the controls? And I imagine they just leave it to where if you're out skiing or doing whatever, and you just 15 minutes until the session's over, 30 minutes, and you just want to do one tap, and maybe there's something to where you can set your default preconditioning level to where that one tap's going to bring it up to 62 degrees or 58 or 70, whatever you want.
Right. I actually think that that's really cool. That's a great point, Kyle, because it does look like they have put a good amount of thought into the user interface, the user experience. I will make another statement, and I know that there are Rivian people that are part of our viewing audience. I would love for Rivian to put out an interactive version of the app that has a vehicle tied to it to let us play with it, or put out a more comprehensive walkthrough instead of the sneak peek, you know, get a quick look through a teaser video.
Right.